Hello, and welcome to the People Pleaser Support Group. If this is your first time here, my name is Tina Rose. If you are returning as a viewer, I appreciate you, my friend in kindred spirit. Grateful for all of you for being here. The People Pleaser Support Group is a place where we honor each other's lived experience as a people pleaser and how we became a people pleaser, and we encourage each other's recovery. And I have been summoned to change the trajectory of your life. I do this by coming on daily and just talking about my authentic expression, my authentic experience, and how I have traveled through this lifetime as a people pleaser, how I've healed, what I still need to heal, and what I'm healing. Just raw, in some cases, raw emotion. In a lot of cases, uh, I will often, I just let it out. I know that the tears need to flow. It is a releasing of old energies, a releasing of stress. It could be current stress, it could be old stress, but those energies that we have suppressed, that emotion that we have suppressed, needs to come up and come out, looked at, felt, and released, to be transmuted into love and light and alchemized. And yesterday I touched on the fact that my guides, I am being guided to come on daily. I resisted it at first for a while, but I've been doing it now daily, these YouTube videos, for about 5 weeks, a little over 5 weeks. And wow, I'm proud of myself because it hasn't been easy, and I resisted because I knew it wouldn't be easy. It's a lot. But I want to do what my guides recommend I do because I know they know what's best for me, and they know I want to heal. I want to grow and expand closer and closer every day to God, my higher self, source, my true nature. My end goal is God. And so they guide me, let me know what I need. And we need that push, if you want to call it a push. They call it a nudge. And sometimes it's a very strong nudge, and they can be relentless. And that's what we need. We need the repetitiveness. And yeah, I touched on yesterday that a big part of them wanting me to come on without preparing anything, without knowing even what will be talked about, is because, and I got confirmation last night, I felt this yesterday and sometimes before, that coming on without knowing what's going to be talked about is a big step in healing my trust and being flexible. And my trust, I've come a long way, but there's still some remnants that need to be healed because that safety in trusting in the unknown lies in our root chakra. And our root chakra, in a lot of cases, if you were like me or similar to me, and you grew up in an environment where you did experience childhood trauma to the level that I did, your sense of stability was never there. And that throws your root chakra not just out of balance, but it's in complete chaos. There's no balance, no healthiness about it. And I've healed a lot around that, still have some healing to do. There are remnants of what I call in a lot of cases residual. There's still residual healing that needs to happen. And this is a big part of me coming on without knowing. If you don't feel safe, your root chakra is about feeling safe in the physical environment, belonging, and stability. And today's right now, it seems that today's focus is going to be around stability because I have a confession to make again this morning. I did prepare some this morning for what I thought we wanted to talk about um, because of the confirmations I got last evening about around trust and my root chakra being under construction. My root chakra is being reconstructed, and I still have remnants of fearing the unknown. And this is a very big part of me coming on daily without knowing what we're talking about. So I spent hours this morning, preparing for this video. And then just before I started recording, I took my dog out. It's around lunchtime. And I took my dog Blaze, my sweetheart, out. And just being outside in that nature, I began to see, Tina, you're doing it again. You are preparing. And for exactly what you're preparing for, you want to go into the unknown. You want to get more relaxed being in the unknown. And I've done it before. But there's remnants, like I say, in my root chakra that I need to work through. And this is one of them because it's really hard for me to come on not knowing what I'm going to talk about. And just being outside in nature helped me come back to that again. I've been here almost a year. March will be a year. And I was put here, I believe, I feel strongly, in this place because I looked for a few years for somewhere else to live. I'm right down the street from my family where I grew up. And I did everything I could for 3 years to avoid moving back here. And everything I tried fell through. I lost money trying to, putting contracts on certain properties, on certain homes. And for different reasons, it fell through. The guy who channels Bashar talks about red light synchronicities, and I believe that's what it was. Everything falling through, nothing working out until this property opened up, just fell into my lap, right down the street from my family. And at that point, I had realized and given up. I had finally thrown in the towel after 3 years of looking for a property away from here. Had thrown in the towel, and a week later, when I had just completely surrendered and said, I don't know where I need to live, this property fell into my lap, and it is just a healing sanctuary inside and out. This home that I'm in, the land around me, I am surrounded on every side, literally, by forest, by trees. And I'm out in the boondocks pretty much. I can see a couple houses. I can see one house down the street, but no other houses. And there's another house behind me, maybe 3/4 of a mile, but it's beyond the trees, and maybe another mile and a half that way, and it's beyond the trees. So I can't see anything but trees for the most part and sky. And I don't have any trees in my yard. Okay, I'm getting carried away talking about how much I love this property. And isn't that wild? So one of the things I guess is coming through is we don't know what we want. We think we do, but we don't. And after 3 years of trying so hard not to be in this area, here I am and I'm loving it. It's like the guides were putting not only me in this healing space, but putting my family right in my face. That's what I feel like, that it was put right in my face. And the residual that I still needed to heal around family, and growing up feeling like I was in an emotional desert because I had no nurturing. And I'm not the only one. I know there are so many of you that are in the same category, and that's why I'm up here. One of my life mission and my life purpose is I'm getting precipitation of love. My life purpose is the precipitation of love. Jesus told me that one time. And my soul mission is to be a mirror, a sacred mirror for others who grew up as I did in an emotional desert, having to self nurture, figure out. We had to teach ourselves everything. We had to figure things out on our own. And we did the best we could. We survived it. And now, part of me resisting not coming up here without knowing and resisting the unknown is because of the instability and having to grow up and figure things out on my own, not being nurtured. That root chakra is being healed. I've come a long way. And I hope that many of you, if this resonates, maybe you as well have come to a point where you just have residual and remnants of that instability that you need to release and be healed. But it's okay. I mean, if you are just starting out, healing your people pleasing patterns and healing from your childhood trauma, that is okay too. We all have to start somewhere. Always be gentle with yourself, my famous last words. And right now is coming up to talk about that I will do an energy healing. Okay, and it's coming into my mind also. I might do a separate video about this, but I think Spirit is guiding me to mention it here. I am being guided to offer some private energy healings, and I have done them. It's been a couple years that I did official energy healings. I still, like I did this morning, early morning, 2:30. I was just sending out energy healings to certain family members and to all sentient beings and to every human on earth, every man, woman, and child on earth. And I did some of that. I'm always doing some kind of energy healing, whether in it maybe on myself. I did that also this morning. But I am being guided strongly to offer again some private energy healings. And like I said, I have done this. It's been a couple years to, where I would meet with people on Zoom and have a short discussion. And then I would perform an energy transmission. And also did some chakra readings. And I got good testimonials for it. And if I do a video to talk about these offerings in more detail or specifically, then I will try to include some of those testimonials. It was on a different platform. I think it was on heal.me. So I will include some testimonies. But what I am being guided to offer is the first one free, the first private healing transmission free, and then the next two at a major discount. So if you are interested in that, post something in the comments below and we will find a way to connect, maybe on WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. I don't want to give my email here because I did that a few weeks ago. I put my email in the comments for someone specific. And since then, I had some fraudulent activity. I wasn't compromised, but it was an attempt. And what I figured out was they had my email. Even though I tried to disguise my email with some @ symbols, it feel picked up on that, the internet system and these bad guys. They were able to get my email, and from there, yeah. Anyway, so I want to avoid doing that again. If that's what it was, maybe we can connect on WhatsApp. All right, enough about that. If you're interested in a private energy transmission, we'll find a way. Let me know in the comments, and we'll find a way to connect and share emails so that I could send you a Zoom link. But the first one's free, and the next two after that would be at a major discount. So I am going to do an energy healing, and I was guided today to use another amethyst. Me and this amethyst cluster have a long history, and I have programmed and infused focal tones into all three of these that we're going to use today to amplify the healing frequencies of the energy transmission that is going to flow through me for you and for me. I get positive feedback and positive. I get help from these energy healings as well. And I'll come back and watch the replay and relax into the energy healing more, sometimes more than one time. But amethyst for help to help us relax in our root, spirit connections and inner knowing, and emotional balance. And these are going to be right here in front of the computer as I transmit the energy healing. The next one is a sunstone, and these all three are rough. I have some polished crystals, but I prefer the rough, not always, but sometimes. But this is a sunstone, and it has been programmed and infused with vocal tones to amplify the boost in our self-confidence, right, to raise our vibration, our self-reliance, and connect to our higher consciousness. The third stone is a yellow calcite. There we go. A yellow calcite programmed for mental discernment, open us to higher guidance, and inner power our solar plexus. So I think we're getting ready to start with the energy transmission for today. And I wish I could show you this. Well, I can pick this up. Today I was guided to light a candle inside my Himalayan salt candle holder. And you can sort of see it in there. I've got it right in front of me. And I've got my water, which I'm going to take a drink of water. And I recommend everyone do the same. And today I'm being guided to have a little sound as an opening ceremony. I'm going to use my tingsha bells to do that. And every time I come on and follow the guidance, we grow these videos a little bit more. We grow and expand these energy transmissions. So get into your comfortable position and say, I am open to receive. The energy transmission begins now. But what I am being guided in this moment is to throw in there that I did prepare some notes, handwritten notes, but after I went outside, I was guided not to use them. Again, trusting into the unknown, and I feel some twinges of emotion. And each time we choose, the energy is already flowing through. Each time we choose a new way to approach what we're doing in the physical and the way we're thinking, We choose the new way rather than the old way of thinking and the old patterns of behavior. We heal. It's a step ladder. It's a tall ladder, but it's worth, and we just take it one step at a time. It's worth every bit of discomfort, because when we first start out, choosing to choose ourselves instead of the old ways of people pleasing, it's not going to look like perfection. It's not going to look necessarily like what we would think inner authority looks like. It's a stepping stone to, you have to move through that initial nervousness, but it's still building your inner authority. It's going to look messy the first times, feel messy, nerve-wracking, and you're still moving through that fear. And every time you do it, like they say, you're building that mental muscle. Oh, I just got a chill running through my whole body. And that sound of that car outside was our confirmation. Take a few rounds of deep breathing. So, yeah, I had prepared the notes, but I chose not to stage them in front of my computer so that I could rely on them. I went inside and chose to listen for the voice, the sensations, the knowing of source. I chose my higher self's words to move through me, to say the right thing at the right time, not knowing. Another twinge, not knowing, another twinge of emotion. This is our ticket on the fast train to healing. And this is what I am here to shed light on for you, my friends. The ticket on the fast train. I choose the fast train to healing. And Spirit will pace it for you. Spirit loves you so much, adores you even. You won't be given anything you cannot handle. And at some level, at some time, you know your own strength. Trust the unknown. If you're just starting out, building on your trust and your faith that stability will come or is here, and we just have to put our attention on it. I'm reminded of the fact that our peace is always right here. But when we don't feel at peace, when we don't feel the peace, it hasn't gone anywhere. It's still right here. Your attention has just moved away from the peace that you are. Your attention has moved away from the peace. That's the only thing that has changed. And that is your survival strategy. You're still in some of the survivor mode, and you can retrain your mind. You can retrain your body. The energies are coming through very strongly. My heart, my hands, my throat. You can retrain your mind, your thought patterns, your behaviors. You can retrain your nervous system. And it doesn't happen overnight. You start with the first steps, the stepping stone. Every new choice is a portal onto the next stepping stone for you to heal and trust again. Take a few more rounds of deep breathing, opening up to our relaxation. I am here as a sacred mirror to shine the light on your desires to heal that might be buried still. You're doing the very best that you know how. I'm here to shine the light on your strength, on your wisdom, and to shine the light on your truth, that you are all of these things: peace, strength, the wisdom, the truth. We're all in this together. That doesn't mean we need to take care of anybody's feelings. That means we're all each on our own path to our God self, to trusting and knowing that the things we cannot see are more real than the things we can see. Notice how it becomes more possible to reconnect with that peace inside of you. When you slow down your breathing, it helps to quiet the mind, and the thoughts can still come in. The ego activity can still come in. But the difference is you don't attach to it. You're more aware of that choice to choose to just let that thought, just be the observer and let that thought float away like a cloud. You are the big blue sky. As the observer, of what comes into your mind, what comes into your physical senses. This is a healing tool, a tool for your healing. And what is being placed in my mind now is the fact that I have been given names for a lot of the unseen help that I get. And as we know, those in the spirit realm don't really need names, but us humans need them to maybe feel a connection. But my higher self gave me a name. Oh, and it just came into, I'll give you that name in a second, and it just was dropped into my awareness to share as the energy is still coming through. My higher selves, I have heard God's voice, my higher self's voice. I've never said this, right? Because it's going to be hard for people to believe. After so many initiations, after finishing the Course in Miracles lessons, I stood up one day from my living room recliner, and I clearly heard a voice, not a thought, not a knowing, and not anything outside of me. I heard, I was never born. This is you too. That is your truth. And my higher self gave me the name Astoria. And Astoria means like a hawk. That's why I have spent my lifetime, this lifetime, probably past lifetimes, because we have the same higher self and oversoul and all the parallel lives that we exist in or dream in. I have been like a hawk, focused, the focus of a hawk on my personal development, on my healing, on knowing my true self. And at some level, somewhere on different paths, different places in our path, each one of us are on the same journey to our higher self. Every morning you wake up, do your best to go as quickly as possible before you move out of bed to that place within you that is spirit. Take your mind and your thoughts off of this world, if only for a few moments, and place your entire focus on God within you. It's the only cause of all things made visible. Your I am presence is guiding you Let that be your GPS. Get to the point where you walk in the shadow of your I am presence, allowing your I am presence to make every decision for you. Dear friends, we love you. And blessed be. I'll talk to you tomorrow.